Hey guys, my name is Siege and I am officially back, bringing you my best base on this channel yet, the Comeback. The Comeback is the perfect small group base, using a super secure and defendable 1x2 starter. This base has everything, including 8 separate bunkers, 40 bed spots, retakes from almost every angle inside the base, and a shooting floor that can see every inch of your compound without exposing you to raid towers. A huge shout out to Lackey, Ethan, Basso, Spinky, and Dust for helping make this base the monster that it is. There's so much to show you guys in this base, and if there is any feature that you want to see more in my bases, leave it in the comments below. And if you enjoy the base, please drop a sub for your boys. We continue to climb to 100k. Enough talking, let's go ahead and take a tour of the base. Alright, so here we are outside of the Comeback. As you can see, there are 4 bunkered external disconnectable TCs that hold up the compound on this base. Go ahead and get inside one of them here. Here is the upkeep for one of the 4 externals, which is not bad for a 4 to 6 man group. Coming inside our compound here. In this airlock, you can see the peaks that we have that look outside our gatehouses to get rid of those pesky door campers. Coming inside the compound here, you can see we have 4 turrets inside the compound, as well as our 8 external furnaces and some bedrooms as well. Coming inside here, you can see that these bedrooms have great coverage of the entries into your base, and they also have some nice bunkered loot for when you get offline. Coming inside the base over here, and here inside this little funnel we have another bedroom, and this is the same on all 4 sides of the base. Alright, coming inside the airlock here, we of course have some hidden loot, these small wooden boxes, and you can toss code locks on these just to make them a little harder to get to. Coming upstairs, here we have our main loot. Plenty of loot for a 4 to 6 man group, and on each side you also have 6 electrical furnaces just to help you smelt down everything that you get from your rooms. Coming downstairs, here we have our starter, with plenty of loot space for starting with a 4 to 6 man group. And over here we have our main TC, and this is the upkeep that you were looking at for the absolute finished base with every deployable on it. Not bad again for a 4 to 6 man group. So over here we have a battery spot, and right here we have the peaks that we will utilize for sure early game. Coming up top and going to the other side real quick, we have the same exact setup. So down here we have more hidden loot, as well as an additional battery spot. Alright, going upstairs, we have some additional retake points for coming up from the bottom of the base, and we also have retakes from our towers that are set on these sides of the base. Here we have some bedrooms where you can utilize brutalist peaks to look outside of your base, or you can simply upgrade this to shipping container, place the embrasure backwards, and you have some nice peaks into your compound. And going in deeper, you have additional peaks here with more bed space, and we have some brutalist peaks here, which are great for when you are getting raid towered. Fantastic peaks onto almost every side of your base. And of course, we have some retakes into your bedroom floor on the roof. Going up to the roof now. Here, of course, on the roof, we have more retakes. Here's one of our roof peaks. And here we have some nice peaks down into our compound. And here we have one of our compound towers. So here you got barrels just to store some of your kits in, and of course a little wide gap so you can get some good angles down into your compound. Going out onto the roof, you have a little bedroom up top. You could fit 6 beds in here, and of course there are retakes from these sides. Going all the way up top, you have some chutes that you could drop down if you need to get down to compound quickly. You have 6 turrets, 2 here and 4 up high. These are all hidden from MLRS strikes, so your turrets are safe. Sides of the base here, you have some additional great peaks down onto the sides of your compound. You have a ramp here which is protected from raid towers. Here you have some other great peaks down into your compound. And of course, no shooting floor is complete without some brutalist peaks. So that is the tour of the comeback. Let's go ahead and get into the build. Alright, so let's go ahead and build the starter for the comeback. So what I'm going to do is build 2 stone foundations, and then I'm going to put a triangle on the right and left hand side of that second foundation. I'm going to build an airlock here, and I'm going to wrap the first floor in walls. Go ahead and seal this in, and create an airlock right here. And I'm going to want my TC to be in this back left corner. Perfect. Now with everything secure, I'm going to come outside, place a twig foundation here, twig half wall, and then a twig floor right here. And I will pass that floor through the wall and upgrade it to stone. I'll go ahead and switch back to stone now. I will go ahead and delete all this. And coming back inside, we will place our furnaces right over here. I'll place a window over that. Place our tier 1 workbench right here in this corner. And for your boxes, there's a pretty easy way to do this. Place my first box right here. Try and get it up against the TC. Second box right here. And then do the exact same thing on the bottom. Door frame here with a double door. And last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and get our bags down. Perfect. That is the starter for the comeback. Let's go ahead and move on to stage 2. All right, for stage 2 of the comeback, it's going to be pretty simple. We're going to do 2 stone foundations here. We're going to go ahead and seal up this triangle right here. And we're going to go out with a square, a triangle on each side, and a square to the left and right of those. Now you don't want to do this exactly how I do it because it'll be super easy. Go ahead and seal in this whole floor. Now over here we're going to place a half wall, place the floor there, and then seal that in. Same thing on this side. Now facing this way, we're going to place a half wall here with a floor on top. Get rid of this half wall immediately, and then we're going to place 2 walls on top of that. And 2 walls right here on top of that. Same thing here, half wall with a floor there, and delete the half wall. Don't upgrade it to armored. Floor right here, and go ahead and seal that part in. We're gonna place a door frame right here, a double door frame right here. And now we're gonna go ahead and come up top here. We're gonna wanna do a half wall here with a triangle and another double door frame right here. Make sure that you put a floor triangle on top of this so you can actually use this peak early game. And let's go ahead and place a double door right here. And for now, you have a pretty defendable starter. But we need to make a way up, and we also need to finish the other side of the base. So we're gonna basically do the exact same thing we just did on the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and seal in this triangle here. And place a door frame right here with a triangle on top, and we do the same thing we just did on the other side. All right, with that all done, we can go ahead and put our single doors in. And now we have a defendable base, but we have no way to get on top of it. So we're gonna do the exact same thing on both sides here. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch my symmetry on. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put a triangle foundation here, a floor there, and we're gonna go ahead and seal this in. We're gonna place 2 more foundations just like this. And we're gonna make a jump up right here. You can go ahead and remove that half wall as well. If you want to, you can go ahead and add foundations here. It's not necessary though. Just help you remember what side of the base that you're on when we do the externals. This is stage 2 of the build. Let's go ahead and do our externals in stage 3. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get stage 3 of our base done, which is simply the externals. We want to secure our building spot so no other team can grief us. So what we're gonna do is start on the jump up sides of the base. Again, I have symmetry on right now, so we are gonna be doing the exact same thing on both sides here. What we're gonna do here is go 4 squares out and place a triangle on the end. We're gonna delete these squares. We're gonna go back first with a half moon. Sorry, don't place that triangle there. And then we're gonna place a square here. To ensure you got it right, just place 3 triangles here. It should look exactly like this. It should be wide gap. All right, we're gonna run all the way to the end here. We're gonna delete these triangles. Leave this one here. And now to get to our TC, we're gonna place a triangle here. Go 3 squares out and 2 more triangles. And this is where you're gonna place your TC. And your TC can go anywhere in here. I'd prefer to leave it kind of near the front though. And we will place a door there. And that's it. These TCs are secured now on the jump up sides of the base. So now we're gonna go ahead and move to the sides with the triangles. Here we're gonna place a triangle. And we're gonna go out 2 more triangles from that. It should look exactly like this. Now we're gonna go out 3 squares. And we're gonna place a triangle on the end. I'm gonna go ahead and delete these squares going back, and we can delete these as well. Now what we're gonna do is go back with another half moon, square here, and to ensure that you have the placement right, do a triangle here and a square here. Once again, this should be wide gapped. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and delete all of these triangles. Do 1 more square here, 1 triangle here, 1 triangle here, 3 more squares, and 2 triangles here. Once again, this is where your TC is going. And just like that, all 4 of your TCs are secure, and you are no longer at risk of getting griefed. Ideally, you're going to want to build these out as fast as possible, but we're going to make sure our base is defendable first. So that is coming next in stage 4. Alright, so now that a base spot is secured with our 4 external TCs, let's go ahead and make the base more defendable. So starting at these sides with the airlocks, we're going to go ahead and use our 2-sided symmetry for this, and I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Brutalist, so I'll be building from there. Go ahead and place foundations just like this, double door frames on each side here, and a window in the middle. You're going to go ahead and close this in, except for this spot here, do not place a triangle here. I'm gonna use a window right there, and let's go ahead and put double doors on each side here. Jumping up top here, we're gonna have a wall facing in right here, and the rest facing out. Half wall on this spot here with a window on top of it, floor right here, and a double door frame there. Coming up 1 level, we're gonna place a full wall here, floor here, and if we would like, we can go ahead and place the floor on top of us and a double door there. Place a regular double door in that slot for now. Let's go ahead and seal this in. And in this last spot here, place a double door frame and a triangle there. All right, so as you can tell, we are getting into our loot rooms here. So let's go ahead and build those. We're gonna do the exact same thing in all 4 spots. Super easy. Now we're gonna go ahead and place walls here, and we're gonna seal in both sides exactly the same. Double door frame there and door facing out. All right, with all this done, let's go ahead and seal in the middle floor here. And if you have the materials, I would go ahead and upgrade this to sheet metal, just so your base is a little bit stronger from the start. Okay, jumping back up top here. This is the time where you have embrasures, go ahead and put them in. And we're gonna go up 1 more level just so you have some spawns on your roof. And make sure this spot gets closed in. I forget it all the time, so make sure that door's closed. All right, on this level, starting at the upper drop down, we're gonna place half walls all the way across. We're gonna do a window here and a low wall here. Let's go ahead and place a double door frame here and here. And of course, this will be another jump up to the roof. The window here, half wall here, and we can go ahead and place our triangle there. I'm gonna place a floor triangle on top of that, and then a regular single door frame here. And obviously, this is right around the time when you should be switching to garage doors. Go ahead and close this spot in. Here we're going to place a window, and an easy way to remember this is that the windows are going to go on the 4 squares up here. And as you can see, all 4 are done. Let's go ahead and seal this one in. We are at the airlock, so this is sealed in now. Roof on top. Coming over here to the next square. Place a wall right here with a floor on top. And now we are left with the 3 triangles in the square on each side. So this is where your brutalist peak comes into play. So we're going to place half walls in all of these spots. Low walls here and here. And windows on every other spot. If you have it, you should go ahead and toss your embrasure in now. And on these side peaks here, make sure the embrasure faces in. And then go ahead and place your roof. You will want to ensure that this is a brutalist roof so you get this insanely good peak. And place floors here and here. And let's go ahead and close this in. So now that we're looking good on each side, let's go ahead and close this entire spot in right here. And make sure that you come back over here to your brutalist peak and add the low wall right here so you have some early game roof peaks. Awesome. Last thing to do on this floor is add your embrasures. We're going to add them facing out for right now because I'm going to use the brutalist peak option for this base. If you want to use the shipping container option, make sure these embrasures are faced in. Just some finishing touches here. Let's go ahead and add our embrasures from below here. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and add windows here in the middle. We're going to do this on each floor. So now is a great time to go ahead and add your beds here. Do 2 beds over here. And 2 beds over here. Definitely advise that you use double doors for these. And you can place your locker here in the middle. You want to do 2 lockers just so you have easy kits. If you'd like, you can segment this floor apart. You can place doors here. And there are other options as well. If you want to place frames here, you can further split this floor apart. It is entirely up to you. Going back down. Here we want to make sure that we add more garage doors. So you can go ahead and start doing that. You should obviously remove this and replace it with garage doors. And you want to go ahead and place all your boxes. Perfect. Now our base is much more secure, so let's go ahead and get working on our compound in stage 5. Alright, so your base is now defendable, your base is now secured. So let's go ahead and start stage 5, where we will build your compound. What we're going to do here is I'm going to switch over to Brutalist, and I'm also going to add symmetry, so we'll be working on the opposite 2 sides of the base at once. Go ahead and upgrade as I do. Do not upgrade the remainder of these foundations. Add a triangle here, here, and here, and a square here. All right, on the front here, we're gonna go ahead and build our airlock. Add a half wall on top of that, and half walls here, you're gonna be removing these immediately though. Go ahead and remove them, and we're going to place low walls. Just like this. Make sure your walls are on top, just like that. So on these triangles right here, we're going to add a circle of half walls, and we're going to go ahead and cap it. Same thing on the other side. All right, in these spots, we're going to add triangles as well. Should look just like this. Windows here with a floor on top and a double door frame right here facing out. Great time to add your beds, and if you'd like, great time to add embrasures as well. You're gonna want these facing in just for the best angles. All right, let's go ahead and add these ceilings on top here. And now we can add our roof triangles. If you're able to set up some solar panels, I'd recommend go ahead and toss some turrets into these while they're being built, just so you have something to defend you early game. Now, this is the most complicated part of this entire build, so listen very carefully to me. At least try this once before you build it on a server, because you will mess it up. All right, we're gonna go at one square here, one lowered triangle here, another lowered triangle, one raised triangle here, two more lowered triangles just like this, so you should have 4 in a row, and then on this other side a raised triangle. We're going to do a half wall here and here, and before you forget, just go ahead and delete this square. Coming back inside, we're going to add a floor here and a floor frame here. Now you can go ahead and delete this foundation. We're going to go ahead and raise it, and now we're going to attach a floor here. If you have done everything as I just said it, you should be able to place a roof here and break that floor that we just placed. If you did and it worked, congrats, you've got this down already. We'll place that floor back. We're going to place walls here, floor triangle on top, half walls here, another floor triangle on top. Go ahead and seal that in. Now this will be your door, so you can go ahead and drop down here and put a triangle just like this. Do not put a triangle in this spot though, that will mess everything up. Coming over here, you're gonna put a window here, and then a doorway here. And now you can go ahead and seal this in. And I would go ahead and add windows in these as well. So let's go ahead and move on. Before you go to the other side, you want to make sure that you place a window just like this. And if you like, you can toss an embrasure in there, entirely up to you. I'm going to face this embrasure in just so I don't screw up my furnace placement. Coming over here, and we're going to do the same thing that we did on the other side, but mirrored. So I'm going to place a floor here, lowered foundation here, here, and here, raised foundation here, raised foundation here. Already off to a good start. Delete this square. I'll do a half wall here and here with a floor there. I'll place a triangle floor frame here. Delete that lowered foundation, erase it. Place a floor here and verify that it works. Perfect. My bunker is still working. Place that floor back, and I'll do the same thing that I did on the other side. Perfect. Last but not least, we're going to place a window here with the embrasure facing in. Now late game, you will have some chain link here, so you can go ahead and add the door frames if you have the materials for it. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to the other gatehouses. So we can upgrade these foundations here. And we will finish the triangles and upgrade this foundation here. Do not upgrade the rest. Now we're going to go ahead and make another airlock here. We're going to do the same thing. Half wall up top, half wall on the sides that we will break with full walls above them. Go ahead and break those half walls and place the lowered walls under them. Now here, we're going to go ahead and do another triangle of half walls. Same thing on this side. Place the triangles in here. Windows inside and a floor on top. Go ahead and seal that in and place another door there. I'm going to go ahead and add my embrasures and my beds. Next up, we're going to go ahead and add frames here and here. These frames are mandatory, so make sure you get them added. And now we're going to add frames here in the middle. Try and get these up as high as you can. We're going to stop. Actually go up top here so you can see what we're doing. But you want these frames to stop right here. It will go no higher, and then you can place a floor there just so you know to stop. So this is where your bedroom's going to be. And these frames here, we can go ahead and run them up a half floor higher than that floor is. And so you know not to go any higher, you can place some triangles here. It will help you out later. Coming back down, let's go ahead and add our roofs here. And if you'd like, go ahead and add your wall frames. Now the last part of this here is to do 2 triangles out just like this with a half wall. And you can go ahead and delete these as well. Perfect, your compound is so close to complete. So next let's go ahead and add the large furnaces, as this is a pretty confusing step. So we need to be able to reach our large furnaces through these windows. Make sure that the furnace is not higher than the window so you can actually reach it. Then press it in as far against this bedroom as you can, and then as far against the window as you can. Just like that. Now on this side, we're going to do the same thing by placing it as close as we can to the bedroom and then as close as we can to the half wall. Perfect. The same thing on these sides. And now with your furnaces in, you may have some issues accessing those furnaces, so you can pick these up if you'd like. It won't really impact anything, and you can just reach right through the windows and get to your furnaces. Sometimes you might have to jump into the window, which is pretty annoying. Alright, your next step on this base is going to be getting your compound walls done. This is super easy on this base. So, on these sides here, where we have our towers built, let's go ahead and add our first wall. So go ahead and line yourself up to the point that you are essentially parallel with the wall in front of you that is on the bedroom. So I feel like that's just about parallel. I'm going to clip it into the gatehouse on my right, and I will place it. Now all you got to do is come over here and connect the end of that wall into the bedroom. Simple as that. Now coming over to the other side with the gatehouses that do not have towers on them, and now on the gatehouses where we do not have the towers, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to line it up parallel with the wall in front of it. I'm going to place it, and then I'm going to go ahead and just connect it to the bedroom. That is it. That is all it takes to do the compound on this base. This is easy as it gets. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so with our compound done, I'm going to go ahead and add our barricades, so we need to make sure that no one can get into our base. On top of our bedrooms here, we're just going to do a barricade here, to make it more difficult for people to ladder in. I'll do that on each bedroom, all 4 of them. And on top of our gatehouses here, we can go ahead and add our barricades on the left and right hand side, and we'll add one later on after we get our bunker working. We can go and remove these 2 triangles here. Same thing on this side. Alright, so here we are back outside the base, and this is once again one of the most tricky parts of the build. Here we have our externals, and just to clarify, this is the exact same on all 4 sides of your base. So if you would like to, you can go ahead and switch to 4-sided symmetry if it's available, but this is only 2-sided for me. Understand that this is the exact same on all 4 sides of your base. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove these foundations here. We're going to add a foundation here, stone this, and we're going to go ahead and add a floor there and there. Let's go ahead and remove this foundation here. And now we need to add a foundation that's going to clip inside the wall on the top right, and it will be just outside the wall on the bottom right. So we can go ahead and verify this. If I did it wrong, it will only clip, or sorry, if I do it wrong, it will clip on both sides, which here it is only clipping on one, which means this should have worked. Now we need to verify. So I'm going to place a roof here, and this opens the bunker. I'm going to place a roof on the other side, and it does not open the bunker, so it seems to be working. Let's go ahead and check this. We're going to go 3 triangle foundations out. We're going to remove this square. And we're going to build back with a square and 2 triangles. We can go ahead and upgrade this triangle foundation. We're going to open our bunker one more time, hop up on top of it, and then we will place a floor frame here and upgrade it. Now, coming back from the gatehouse, we're going to place a triangle floor frame and 2 square floor frames. You can upgrade these. Now the last step to make sure this all worked is we're going to place a triangle foundation here. We're going to go out 2 square foundations, and you should be able to place a roof here at the end. This roof is what disconnects your bunker and your external from the base. So if you've got this far and you just disconnected your base, congrats, you've done it right. So go ahead and add this floor frame back and you're good to go. Now the last step here to securing the side of your base is adding a barricade right here. Super simple. So this is it for now, and I will go back and do the other sides of the base, but just to verify, they are all the same. This is the exact same method used on all 4 sides. So let's go ahead and move on to stage 6, which is further compound improvements and shooting floor. All right, now our compound is complete, so let's go ahead and start working on the finishing compound improvements as well as our shooting floor. So coming down here, I will be having symmetry on, so I'm working on 2 sides at the same time. Here off this triangle, we're going to do a triangle foundation on each side, as well as a half wall with the floor on top. We'll do a square foundation here, a square foundation here. And then what we're going to do on each side is wall it just like this with the floor on top. We'll do a triangle at the end of that. I'm going to place a wall here as well. Place a triangle on top of that, and this is going to be your bedroom. So I'm going to place a locker here up against the back. And before you place a door, make sure you get the beds down. Just makes the placement super easy. So I'm going to try and push it up in this back corner against the locker, and I'll place the other bed just next to it. Now we can place the door opening out. And last thing you'll want to do here is add a shotgun trap. So this will be a part of the frontal that you have in just a second. So here I'm going to add a wall, and this is coming off of your airlock, and a floor on top of it. And the best part here is you can add another floor here that blocks people from jumping in. And what you want to do is add another door frame here with a door that swings out, therefore making you an airlock. So if someone decides to run in here, they're going to die to your shotgun trap, and it's super nice to have on your base. So let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side here. Alright, now that these are done, let's go ahead and finish these 3rd story peaks that we have. So off of these triangles here, so yet again, this is the airlock. We're going to place a half wall here, a floor frame here, and a brutalist roof here. Now you're able to use this peak from inside your base. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Alright, now that our peaks are secure, let's go ahead and start working on the roof. But first off, let's go ahead and get these towers going so we can get power up. Off these triangles here, we're going to do 2 half walls with a floor on top. Do the same thing here. I'm going to add a window here, and if you want, you can add a loot barrel early. You can also just do it later on, doesn't matter. And a wall here. I'll go ahead and place the floor on top. And you are going to want the door to be on this side, so on the tower itself. That way the door will open up and have some nice cover on the sides. Here we're going to do half walls on the side. And let's go ahead and add some floors on top. Right here going out onto the roof, we're going to add another single door. And now same as below, these 4 squares here will have windows on them. And right here, we're going to do a wall. This is the same on all 4 sides. And coming one more square in, we're going to do some windows here as well. Here in the middle, we're going to have double door frames. And here on the sides, where the retakes are from the 3rd floor, we're going to have a half wall. Let's go ahead and seal this in. And at this stage, we can add a floor here. And coming outside, you're gonna add a half wall right here, floor on top. And same thing, you're gonna add window here. So now we got windows on all four sides. Here, you can do whatever you want. I generally take lockers. I'll place them just like this. And now I will take my beds and I will place 6 of them in here. So easily fits 6 with 4 lockers, so you have a bunch of respawn kits for when you get raided. Now on these 4 windows, we're gonna have some ramps here and they're gonna be facing in just like this. Coming up top here, let's go ahead and get our power going. We're gonna place half walls. And this is where your first turret can go. So your turret will go here and your turbine will go right on top of this. And just a reminder, now that your turbines are up, you can find your battery locations on the triangle sides of your base right here. So down here on the first floor, I'll go over to the starter side just so it's more clear. So here is your starter. Here is the large battery location. So you can just put these here and then put a door in front of them just so they're a little bit more secure. And this is the same on both sides. So you can see over here, we now have a large battery. So you're gonna wanna run your new turbines directly into those batteries and you'll be able to get your turrets running. Coming over here, we will start in the compound for this now that almost all of this is complete. Let's go ahead and cut something short though. We'll finish this side of the base first. We're gonna go up here with 3 wall frames and 3 wall frames here as well. We will do a triangle floor frame on the top of this. And now looking out here, we will go ahead and place a door here and a door here. And here we'll place our roof triangles. These form our drop down chutes, so if you're getting raided, need to get down to compound fast, this is an easy way to do it. And now that this is complete, we need to make sure that our turret is safe, so we're gonna add a floor here and a low wall here. This will prevent our turret from getting blown up if the base gets MLRS. Coming over here now. Now this is one of the more confusing parts of the shooting floor, so please pay close attention. So from here, we are going to go up 3 floor frames. And once we hit this point, we have to have half walls. Now these half walls must be metal, not shipping container. They must be metal and they must be facing in. And now we will add windows. These also must be metal and they must be facing in. That's all you need to know for now, but just make sure that you get this right. Standing on this side of the base, your teammates are going to think you're stupid, but your half walls and your windows must be facing in. Coming back down here, we can switch back to Brutalist for now. We're going to go up another 3 wall frames. Same thing on this side. And now we will add a floor frame here, a floor frame here, and we can add windows just like this. So this is what the side of your base should be looking like right now. So to get this wrapped up, we're gonna go ahead and add floor triangles here and here. We're gonna place our Brutalist roofs here and here. Now this is also a great time, if you have it, to go ahead and slap in your barricades. It's hard to get to these later on. And also, another good time to do this is to place in your floor grill. This makes walking out super easy later on and utilizing the Brutalist peaks way simpler. You want to get rid of those immediately. So now that we're here, we're going to go ahead and add half walls here and here. You can add floors here. Let's see, with the floor grill, you can easily just walk out and use your Brutalist peaks. Here, we're going to want to add a floor frame. And last but not least, now because we've given ourselves sheet windows and sheet half walls that are facing in, we can place a floor directly through those. This gives us these crazy peaks down into our compound that we cannot fall through and people cannot climb up into. And last but not least, we're going to add a ramp here facing out, which gives us our nice additional compound peaks. So let's go ahead and seal this up. And last but not least, I don't know where this ramp went. We're gonna add a roof here facing out, and it's gonna be the same on both sides. So now that this is all done, we just have a few electrical upgrades down low, as well as some missing embrasures. But first, if you want to finish upgrading your shooting floor on this side, you can now place full walls right here. I do want to warn you though that the second you place this full wall, if this ramp gets blown up, you will not be able to place the ramp back. So do this with your own judgment, but you can place full walls there now, and it makes this peak much better because your head cannot get shot by raid towers. Finishing up adding some embrasures here. And now coming down to the compound, this is a great time to go ahead and get your 4 turrets up. So you want to add your turret on top of each gatehouse. And now that your turret's up, and now that chain link is working as it is supposed to, you can place your chain link in these spots that I'm placing them into now. So that is it for stage 6. Stage 7 is the final upgrades as well as the electric for the base. Alright guys, so here we are for stage 7. We are very much at the end of the base right now. We are very close to done. So all we have left is to get our final turbines up as well as to beef up our external TCs and to get our last 4 turrets up. So this is of course using 2-sided symmetry, and by now with where we are, you're going to want to have your base upgraded to metal. This makes it more resistant to MLRS strikes and just a lot easier overall to defend raids from. With that, I will go ahead and switch my building skin to metal. Coming over here, I'm going to go ahead and add a 4 frame here on each side, and I will go up 1 more after that, just like this. On top of this, you're going to do a floor triangle on the very back of it, and now you're going to want to surround this with half walls. And this is where your first turret's going to go, right here in this corner. It's going to be the same on each side. And you can go ahead and seal this in, and on top of that, is where you're going to place your turbines. This gives you your full 6 turbines on this base, with which you can do whatever you would like. So now your base is essentially done. Everything is good to go, but your TCs are not done. So you need to make sure that they are 16 rockets. So this is where your TC is. This one is missing because sync symmetry does not work half the time. So what we're going to do here is we're going to place a triangle foundation here and here. And once again, this is the same on all 4 sides. Place a wall here, wall here. We'll seal this in. On top of the TC, we're going to go ahead and upgrade this to armored, and same here. And last but not least, because our TC opens in this direction, so if I place the roof triangle here, it will open over here. Let's go ahead and add a triangle foundation here and a wall or a double door frame here. This way, if this ever gets picked out after we upgrade it to armored, we can simply replace it. So this is going to be the same on all 4 sides of your base. And with those final upgrades to our external TCs, that is it for the comeback. This is my favorite base on this channel so far, as I typically play in a 4 to 6 deep group, and I've enjoyed every wipe in this so far, especially when we get raided, because this base is so easy to win raids out of. If you guys build this base and you enjoy it at all, please let me know in the comments, and if you ever have any raid defense or anything like that in this base, share it in my Discord. It is linked below. I hope to see y'all in there. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace.